Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree.
Welcome to another video, welcome to the channel, and this is the 19th episode of Kidsgrove the Bygone Days. Dave, you brought me to another boozer. We're here at the Caldwell at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, we will be moving to the Queen's, but Caldwell for the moment. So you're going to two boozers today?
Excellent. So last time was the cinemas.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that one. What are we up to today?
Okay, well, we've previously done with Phil, Decker and Andy Dean a walk up Talke Pits Hill, and we got to the top, we got to the Swan.
That was January when it was pretty cold and snowy, yeah.
What we're going to do today, we're going to go over the hill. We're going to go down into Talke Pits village.
Yeah.
We've got 4 special guests. We've got a close association with the village, and we'll be using their knowledge to walk us through growing up through their childhood into adulthood in that village, into Talke Pits, the village. And
we've been talking about this one for a long time.
Long time.
I am really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the beauty of this one is great. Is we've had more volunteers wanting to do Talke Pits village than any other. You know, we've had 5, 6 volunteers who've come forward. One's unable to make it, but we've definitely got 4 today. And I'll introduce those 4 without further ado. Our guests, our volunteers. Thank you so much for volunteering. I must admit, Talke Pits has had the most volunteers than any of the other 20 videos we've done so far, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm intrigued, which is brilliant for me because I don't know a lot about Talke Pits. The only thing I know about Talke Pits is I worked at Normid. I worked on the petrol station in the warehouse at Normid when it opened, and I used to go for my dinner in the Skylark. So that's about the limit to I know. So I'm looking for you guys. But before we start, we'll do introductions. So we'll start with you first.
Hi, I'm Viv Jackson, formerly Viv Barnett. I moved from Copertill when I was nearly 7 and lived up Kingsley Road in Talke Pits. So know quite a bit about the area, know quite a lot of people, and we do have quite a few relations round and about in Talke Pits. That's it basically.
Okay, and next?
My name's Annie Arthur. I was born and bred on the High Street in Talke Pits, and I lived there till I went off to do my nurse training at the age of 17. But I was always coming back home when things weren't going my way, and so I was a pop in and out of Talke Pits for a good many years.
Okay, Cliff.
Yeah, I'm Cliff Smith. I was born and bred in Monument Road a long time ago from a big family, and as Vivian's just said, it's got relatives everywhere, and I'm sitting next door but one to my cousins, so it's a small world, but I'm looking forward to putting something into this video.
And the two of you didn't know that you were both coming to this until you walked in, and we're here in the Queen's, in the old Queen's Head. You didn't realise till you walked in this room.
A long time ago I had my stag night in here, so
I may talk about that later.
Yeah, tales to tell.
This guy needs no introduction.
Okay. I'm Dirk Fowle. I was born and bred in Talke, but my father was born in Talke Pits, and I think I've got a little bit of input to say about Talke Pits and what the area was like. I've got good friends sitting next to me, Cliff, I know all the family, and I've been introduced to the ladies, and I'm sure it's going to be a good video.
Okay, so what this is about, we're on our 19th, 20th documentary now. We wrote the musical about Kidsgrove the Bygone Days, which included all the area. We've done 19, 20 videos, as I said, from pit disasters in the area, which is a big thing within the Talke Pits village area, right through to folklore, all the pubs, etc. This is the next one. This is the one that we've been wanting to do for quite a while. And the idea of this is not so much the history, because the history's there. Talke Pits by Paul. Philip Lee's Kidsgrove's own story. There's a lot of history in there. A lot of that, when I was writing the musical, was great reference. But where I struggled with was, I struggled to get people, the softer side, which I've said in every video. I wanted to understand what it was like for you guys growing up in this area, you know, and how it was a community, your memories of the area. And that's what this day is going to be about. Quite open and honest. I will throw in a bit of history now and again. But what the route we're going to go on, we're here in the Queens. We always start in a pub and always finish at a pub. We will be leaving here, and then we'll be going to St Martin's Church across the way there. You know, we'll have a look at St Martin's. You know, we know St Martin's was built in 1794, enlarged 1833. I've got lots of information on St Martin's Church. It'd be great if we can get in there. When we talk about pit disasters, when we look at the cemetery, we know a lot of the individuals who lost their life, and some of the disasters, especially Talke of the Hill, are buried within the grounds there. So we'll reflect on that. Then we'll walk down Cranbank. We'll have a walk down there. Any memories you've got are there. You know, it could be Cranbank Farm. It could be the police station. I'm looking at you.
Thank you.
It could be the Ernie Ball. And it's people. It's about people. So we will touch on Ernie Ball. Yeah, we will. We'll walk down to the end. We know where the manager of the colliery's house was on the left-hand side as we go down. I've got a few snippets that I'll throw in there as well as we go down Crown Bank. But again, your memories of Crown Bank would be great. We will be having a look, and we'll probably do it here, of Little Venice, but I'll come back to Little Venice before we leave here. We'll get down to the bottom of Crown Bank, where the old Skylark was. We'll talk about the pubs. We'll have a look at the pubs, because there are pubs here that I'm absolutely shocked about. Pubs, I can't believe how many pubs were opposite here in the Queens, where the cross is. There ran about 6, 7 pubs. There's about 4 or 5 on Crown Bank. You know, every time I go into a reference document, I'm seeing the plume of feathers. I'm seeing the bluebell, which was known as the blue ball locally. I'm seeing the golden lion, which was directly opposite. The mining industry and all the miners, these houses, some were fully affiliated pubs, some were just like a off license. I want to touch on some of those. We'll get down to the bottom of Jamage. We'll look at Norwood Estate there, where Talke of the Hill was, where Kingfisher was. So many people mention Kingfisher Lake to me. I've got no idea where that was. You know, people have said to me it's behind Century Oil. Some people have said no, it's right on the car park, or where Norwood Hypermarket is now. We'll have a look at Talke of the Hill, and we'll have a look at the disaster in 1866, where 91 people, boys, children, and men lost their lives. We'll touch on that. I want to look at the High Street. I want to reflect on the High Street, on some of the shops on the High Street. People have mentioned to me Swetnams, people have mentioned to me other names that I've got that I know nothing about. So I'd like to have a look at what were the shops in the 50s, 60s, maybe 70s that we may have now forgotten, but we need to capture within this. I'm intrigued about Arbor Street. I'm intrigued about that side, because I'm reading about Princes Street. I'm reading about Queen Street. I have no information on those. So if you can help me with any of that, that would be good. I'm interested in Parrott's Drumble.
Finneywood.
Yeah. Finneywood, yeah.
Yes.
People have said to me, no, it's not Parrott's Drumble, it's Finneywood. And I'm doing my research, and it's Finney Wood. We noticed Finney Wood, but the fear that, but then people start talking about Parrot Strumble. So
Because it's medieval, it was they decided it was a medieval part of a medieval forest.
Yeah.
That's when they changed the name, wasn't
it was over 30 acres as well.
Yeah.
And which is eye-opening for me. And I've got 2 photographs, and I'll put these photographs on the screen as we actually go through this. I want to have a look at a few other bits down the high street, have a look at the mission, have a look at people, individuals that made a massive difference on the high street or within Talke Pits. Have a look at the estates. I'm reading that the 70 council houses were built in that 1920s, yet some websites are telling me 200 were built, over 200 were built in the 1950s. I'd like to touch on some of that. I'd like to touch on Butt Lane White Star and football in the sport, because Butt Lane White Star obviously play up on the top there. Got fantastic history. I want to touch on that as well. And then I want to come back to Hear the Queens, talk a little bit about the Queens, and then when we've had time to walk around, there'll be things when walking around you'll think, I never mentioned that, I wish I'd mentioned that. So we'll do a recap where we'll come back here and say, oh, I forgot about this, forgot about that. So that's how it's going to pan out. We'll see. Weather-wise, we may not do much today, but as soon as the weather brightens up, we'll be back and starting the road. Okay, so before we actually leave here and have a look at St Martin's Church across the way there, I'm interested in Little Venice. It's intrigued me. I was talking to Paul Dunning only last night about the origin of the name of Little Venice and why. If you go into ChatGPT, it says that quaint little cottages by the side of a canal or a stream or ever. But the nearest canal is 2 miles away. It wasn't that. So then I've gone on to Staffordshire Post, and it talks about when the streets flood, as we've got today, that street down to through Little Venice would be flooded, alleyways would be flooded. That's another potential option for why it's called Little Venice. But have any of you girls got any ideas?
I haven't got a clue why it's called Little Venice.
I'm in the part that says it was to do with actors who came to the Cliff Hall estate, and they had gondolas on the Cliff Hall Lake, which they'd find very difficult to do now, and they were put up there because they were miners' cottages originally. For the miners of Talke Hill. That's information that I've gleaned.
Yeah, there were definitely miners' cottages. Okay, I'm with you on this because I'm from Cliff Hall. I've studied the Cliff Hall estates from 1890 to 1901, 1902, right through to demolition in 1927. Around about 1890, down in London, remember the play The Gondoliers? They brought that set up to the Cliff Hall estate. They built over 600 yards of canal on the Cliff Hall estate. And you could be right, but when I've read all the history books and all the archives, there's different stories. All the actors and actresses, the gondoliers and the opera singers, they said that they were housed on Little Venice. Could it be that? But then they also said the guys who built the canals on the Cliff Hall estate, the workers, were housed on Little Venice. And then when they produced a mural that was 600 yards on Cliff Hall estate, it looked just like Little Venice, the houses. So my mind's open on that. I can't see it being linked to a canal or quaint cottages with a stream. And the stream, he talks about a beautiful stream on ChatGPT, but we know it was iron oxide running through and it was red. So that doesn't sit well with me. But if anybody out there knows exactly the reason, but all the archives are saying it's one of 3 reasons.
So just picking up on your theme of the flooding down there, my dad used to say to me, when I go, I don't want to be buried at the bottom of the Talke churchyard because it fills up with water and then the bodies float to the top. And where is he buried? Down at the bottom of the churchyard.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and he's not floated to the top, and he
Yeah.
won't now because my mum's on top of him.
He does intrigue me. Little Venice, as always, and we've got a friend down there.
Go on.
Go on, no,
You
you.
say it.
Oh, he's your friend,
Paul Derigiski.
Paul Derigiski, who
On
now
the end house. Can you remember him, Cliff?
Yeah,
the end
big.
house, and
Big,
Paul now
yeah.
lives in.
Australia.
Yeah, and he's regularly on Kidsgrove posting pictures, sharing his own memories. So it's a hi to Paul out there in Australia as well. Okay, we'll move on.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree, and we stole your daddy's last bottle of gin. Those were the times, those were the ways. So take me back, so take me back to the good old days. Looking back from here, I can see that we were blind to the burdens we would shoulder and the struggles we would find. But growing made us strong as strong can be. Those were the times.
Okay, we've just been in and got some fantastic footage within the cemetery there. At the moment, we can't get in itself to the church. Sunday service is 4 o'clock. That's why. But we're going to go down the bank. We're going down Crown Bank at the moment, and if we look to our right now, then tell me about this, ladies.
It's a sin what they've done, knocking that down.
It's criminal. It's criminal. It's our heritage and it's criminal.
So what was this then?
This was a farmhouse where they lived.
So was it
Side
was it side bottoms?
Side bottoms, yeah.
Yeah.
And the old lady was my godmother. So I used to come and visit her very often.
Right, okay. And was it a hotel at one point?
Yes.
A bed and
Bed and breakfast,
Bed and
yes.
breakfast.
I think that's when most of them had moved out.
Yes.
I think it was the two elder ones wanted
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
managed.
it was
Rita.
Yeah,
Rita. Yeah. And it was
And
the kids
Dave.
of side bottoms. It was Rosalind side bottom and can't remember his name. Was it Charlie side bottom? They were like the mum and dad
Yeah.
and the kids.
Yeah.
And they lived in the farmhouse.
Rosalind was a good
went
friend
right
of
back,
my
the
sister
farmhouse
Flo.
Yeah, we used to come every year for a turkey from up here.
Did you?
Used to actually go in the
Yeah.
house and they'd fetch the turkey out.
I read in Paul's book. I read in Paul Dunning's book this morning the fact that these guys used to deliver milk,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did, yeah.
or everything round.
In a churn and you put your thing in and
Yeah.
Right, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought this might have been listed, but obviously not.
Well, that one's
That's the-
listed.
That's the
The barn.
barn. Yeah.
Listed, and I'm sure the house must have been because they're the same period of history.
Yeah.
And the same kind of building, wattle and daub or
They
whatever you
had
call
free
it.
range hens that used to wander around, and if you
Yes.
came up for half a dozen eggs,
Yeah.
times at the right time, you ended up going back with 9 or 10. Because they were there on the.
I remember going in there, and it was a milking parlour.
Yes, that's right.
Watching them milk.
I remember.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
There was milk tunes on
There
here
was,
on the
yes.
stanchion.
Yes,
Have
there
you got
was.
all of
Yes.
that, Glenn?
Yeah.
just show what this is like. This is
Makes me want to cry.
what's happening? Yeah, I know.
It's disgraceful.
What is happening with this?
Supposed to be building on it. Houses, I think.
Okay, we're going down Crown Bank now. Any memories down here, please shout out. Obviously these houses here.
There used to be 3 little derelict houses here,
Yeah,
called the Little Three.
right.
Well, my parents called them that. And apparently somebody was murdered in one of these, I think.
Oh,
A story that was told in my family, but I don't know.
oh, we like our murders.
Yeah.
I think these were built in around about the 1950s.
These were built a bit later,
Bit
maybe
later.
the late 50s, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I read that this morning.
Dave, these were up when I was a child and I was born in 54. So you'd be right in the timing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were lower down where the newer looking houses are, is what we're talking about.
The big thing that surprised me about Crown Bank, it's classed in the archives is the road that never sleeps. Because down here, I'm going back before the 50s, there were that many pubs, there were that many shops. All of these were terraced houses,
For the miners.
miners' houses, all the way down here. I have got a couple of pictures.
But you see, people drank beer because it was safer than the water.
Is that right?
Well, yes, because it's alcohol. It's all been fermented.
Right, okay.
So all the bacteria and the rubbish were destroyed in the production of beer. So beer was safer to drink.
Good excuse that.
Why do you look at me?
I think that's a good excuse for my wife, that isn't it? What another beer for?
I can imagine
Yeah.
Decca going
It's fresher than
and
water.
saying,
Yeah, wow.
drunk because the water's contaminated.
I'll try that tonight.
Water's not brilliant now, is it?
No, it isn't.
Is it not?
No. The rectory. And they used to have tea parties when I was really little at the back
I have got a
in the
photo.
summertime.
I've got a photo of the rectory before it was demolished. It's in Paul's book, so I'd have to get permission. But the rectory, according to the document, sat behind here
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
with great big gates.
It just
on
seemed
the front.
higher up to me. And there used to be a lovely big old house here at the side of these steps.
Yes, there was, because my friend Yearsley's lived
That's right.
here, right by these steps.
Yes.
Because I used to come down,
Yes.
For-
Short.
pick her up here for school.
Yeah.
Right. And am I right in thinking the steps up to there take you to rectory
That's
view?
rectory view.
Rectory view, yes.
Rectory view makes sense.
Oh, that's
Looking
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you've said
And then on
the
up to
grandpa.
Monument Road at the top there, where I was born, was behind those bungalows.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to nip round and have a quick look up Monument Road, but let's carry on down.
Oh, it was quite a grand rectory, really.
It was, yes.
Wasn't it?
Yes, and so from where we're standing now,
Quite a grand rectory. It was
Oh, yeah.
huge. Yes,
That
it was.
picture on the screen now, I've got a picture.
Have you?
There. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's absolutely
Lovely.
fantastic. It was 3 stories as well.
it was.
Yeah. Okay, we're just outside a well-known local landmark that used to be the police house.
The new police house.
Yeah. And Mr. Ernie Ball,
Yeah.
who used to live there with his family. Ernie, we did a poll on Kidsgrove Past and Pictures. We asked all 12,000 members to tell us who the most popular people were in Kidsgrove that they remember most fondly. I've said this before, Nurse Webb was up there, which was, Lenny Hackett was number 1. Ernie, I think, was number 3. You know, the respect that people had got for Ernie Ball. No messing man. Loved his boxing, clip round the ear, get off home.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be.
How it should be. Really.
Yeah. And this place had got cells. I didn't realise.
Yeah.
You better go.
I do. I've actually been in. You know, I did know his daughters.
Yeah.
Bless
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Decca pointed out earlier, which again I read this morning, they used to have a siren. Was it this side?
It was here. Right here.
The siren here, it was either blue or green. It was there for the war, during the war years. But then they carried on to let the siren off once a week just to check that it was actually working. And they did that, and quite a few people's memoirs mention that.
Yeah. Wow.
But don't know what happened to the siren. It's obviously gone. But yeah, good memories definitely. And Cliff, you've just mentioned, what did you used to call
Plantation.
The plantation.
plantation?
Yeah.
The plantation. That's what this was called. And which trees you got your name carved?
Oh, it's long gone. It was sort of here at the top.
Cliff's just said to us, if we climb halfway up that tree there, then we'll
Find his initials.
name carved. And
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not going to climb up there this morning.
Yeah. We'll finish off here, and then we'll start along the high street. We'll have a quick look at Pit Lane, James Road, share some memories from that. But I'm interested in this black and white building that we're just walking towards here. We've got a couple of houses that we want to mention. You've just mentioned this house here that was here. Who was it?
Miss Pendleton.
Miss Penlington. She was the headmistress.
Headmistress of St Martin's School. Yeah.
That's St Paul
Which was
Street,
called the Mission School.
the mission school. We're going to have a look at the mission.
Yeah,
We're
good.
going to have a look at the mission. Then on my left, we've got this beautiful black and white building. Does say 1577. I think it is listed. You said
Mrs. Machin, yeah, we used to come down. My mum was friends with her, so we used to go in quite regularly to visit her.
yeah, but we don't know that much information about it other than Annie wants to live in it.
My brother said he used to get caught all the time pinching apples from the garden or something.
Orchard in the back.
Yeah.
It is beautiful though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful building.
One of my favourite stories when we researched this initially, and the same applies for Ravenscliffe Road and a couple of others, is these.
Yeah.
Right? And the simple reason is, Talke of the Hill is just down Pit Lane, at the bottom of the road there, where Darrell is. So that's Pit Lane, and Talke of the Hill pit was just down there. Do you know what this was used for, all of these? No. Every miner was not allowed to take the pipes onto the pit, couldn't go onto Pit Lane. They use these as lockers.
Ah.
So they're basically lockers. So they walk down to do a shift. Each of them had their own little shelf where they stick the pipe in till they did the 12-hour shift, and when they come back, the pipe would be there. And it's exactly the same down Ravenscliffe. I'm sure it's the same at Mowcop. But yeah, and I've always, when I walk down Ravenscliffe, which I go down every day down to Bath Pool, I always walk along the wall, see if I can see a pipe, if I could find one. We need one for the Heritage Gallery, which I'll touch on a bit later. But if anybody's got a pipe from 1880s thereabout, please donate it to the gallery.
These walls would have been put up when? And would they have been part of that big house?
19th century, yeah. 19th century, could have been as early as 1800s. I'm not too
Yeah.
sure. I'll try and find out the right detail. Just on the left then, towards the bottom here, we've got the colliery manager's house. Big white building. Was just on the corner. Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have green gates there, Dave, or it was always locked up, as I remember it, growing up.
Its architecture is Georgian, isn't it?
I'm not too sure.
I remember, I think it was a Mr. Jarvis living there.
It was Jarvis.
Jarvis,
Jarvis is there, Dave.
Yes.
Is it
It's a very Georgian house, this, I think. And when it was empty for a long time, the antique people went in and stole all the antique things like the fireplaces and.
Is that the original building? Because I've got a photograph
This
on
part here is definitely original.
Right, okay. Because I've got a picture here, a clear picture of it on the screen that you'll see. So. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it looks
interesting.
much bigger.
Can
I
I-
think you showed me that, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Just say, when I was a paper boy, you never went up to the door. The papers went into the gate.
Yeah.
It's haunted.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Apparently, Mr. Jarvis committed suicide.
Mr. Jarvis was what?
Yeah, yeah. Sir Jarvis
Yeah.
as I remember as a young lad.
I don't-
He actually committed suicide, and that's why they said it was haunted.
Oh,
All right.
So,
Okay, we'll go down to Darrell on the corner and we'll have a look at Pit Lane. Well, just while we're here, this building on the corner, I have got on a photograph that you can see on the screen. It used to be 2 cottages, I think. I think it's 1 now.
yeah.
And you've just mentioned, you can remember this building?
Yes, and the road came up next to it. There wasn't this wall, wasn't
Oh,
there?
so you think-
there was none of this when I was
Right.
growing up.
Okay, and that I think that indicates that on the photograph.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right.
This is probably happened since.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Probably
all
so.
that rubbish they put
Normal.
up down there.
yeah. We'll have a look at the photograph, but yeah. Now we've come to a point whereby Pit Lane runs down the right-hand side, and that was the entrance into Talke the Hill pit.
Oh, I thought it was down here.
Yeah, Pit
Oh,
Lane.
Pit Lane. Yeah, okay,
Lane.
yeah.
We got Jamage opposite us,
Yeah.
and then directly in front is where the Skylark was,
yes.
or
A
the
bit
work.
further back from those houses, though.
Yeah, where Workman's, or the Workingman's pub.
Or the rock.
Yes. Oh, the rock.
Or the rock,
yeah.
they call
Well
it.
done,
Yeah.
Cliff.
I find the Workingman's was interesting because there's quite a few bit of interest in that. Workingman's was actually on Coldclough Road, further down, much further down, next door to the King Will. That's where Workingman's was. Then when this opened in 1955, it was called the Workman's initially, before it changed to the Skylark. And a few comments have said that it got etches within the window
There
or
was,
Workman's
yeah.
tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite a few people have actually said
Compasses and stuff, Dave. Yeah.
that. Whatever. But yeah, the Skylark brings so many memories back for me when I worked at Normid. We used to come across here on his lunchtime. Me and Les Williams. Les worked at the petrol station. He was my mentor. That's why I drink so much. But yeah, Skylark was a fun place to go. We had all our parties from Normid, either up there or in there or up Talk Club. I stayed close to the Skylark when Andy Hamilton,
Yeah.
arts player, when Andy took it on. Used to be a cracking boozer.
The first landlord I knew, Dave, was Mr. Olsen. Can you remember Mr.
Yeah.
Olsen, Cliff?
Yeah.
It's true.
Olsen was the first landlord.
Can you remember?
The butchers,
That's
yeah.
it. Yes, he was
He
a
finished
butcher.
at the butchers and took the Skylark.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
man Olsen, did
Yeah.
It's interesting when you go down and you see the names of some of the shops, which I'm sure Annie you'll be able to help us with. It's like I was reading this morning about the Coopers. The Coopers had the post office. The Coopers also were butchers at one point, and the Coopers did this. And it's like they stay around for years and years and years, picking up different trades. But a quick look at Pit Lane. Now, this is one of my favourite photographs of Pit Lane that's on the screen now. It's taken around about 1924. It shows what life was like. There's a couple of photos I'll put on the screen, but the one with the lads, the kids playing on the road is just something special that I'd not seen before. Then we got Jamage Road. We'll come back to Jamage, yeah. But now we're going to go down to the High Street. We're at the bottom of Crown Gardens, which you can see behind us. And I've just asked Cliff, what was all this houses here, these brand new houses, what was this? And this is actually the manager's house, the estate, and that's the original gatepost
Yeah.
that we've actually just picked up. But wow, it was pretty big.
Yeah, yeah. It was just a dirt track when I was
Yeah.
a child, and it ran up behind the houses on Monument Road
Yeah.
and ended up finishing behind where Nurse Wrigley lived.
Oh, right,
Show
okay.
you that.
Okay, well, Nurse Wrigley, we'll talk about Nurse Wrigley very shortly. Got Monument, Ashenough.
Yeah.
We're at the bottom of Monument Road, and you got a connection with Monument Road.
Yeah, I was born in Monument Road, but the first set of houses were built in the late 40s, just after the war, and then progressed on to a different style into the early
Yeah.
50s.
I
And I was born in 51 in 1954, so it was up and running by then.
Yeah, because I tried to track the houses. They started building them from 1930s, and by 1940 something there was about 70. Then in the 50s, 1957, planning was passed for, no, earlier than that. That's planning passed for private in 1957. The private houses down further down. We've got St Martin's and Kingsley were passed later on. That's 57. And then 1961, Lichfield, Chester, Derby, etc. They were all passed to be built. Does that in keeping with what you would do? Yeah. That's straight from Paul's book anyway.
I lived at Kingsley. We moved, I think it was 1965. It was 2 years old, our house.
Yeah.
But the houses, Derby Road, when we lived at Copertill, we used to play in them when they were building them.
Right, okay. I tried to find out the meaning of some of these, like your Decker's just pointed out, Monument Road, because it did once overlook the monument up there. Ashenoff Road, Ashenoff Farm this was all farmland once, you know, this farm. And there were that many farms.
Well, as you go up Ashenoff Road, you turn off, it's Crownbank Crescent, isn't it? That goes round.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, we'll carry on further along. Now, this is where I get lost and I need your help, big style. So these buildings on our right.
Was all fields.
It was, yeah.
Right. And the thing that I'm trying to get my head around, that I know you guys will be able to help me with, there was
So where the pub was on Side Bottoms Field. This here was all Side Bottoms Field, and then just on the other side of the pub was Barnett's Field, which was attached to our house.
Yeah.
Part of our house.
right. Okay. So
And down in the bottom there was a big pond.
right. Okay.
Which the spring went down.
It's further over. Kingfisher's further over.
No, Kingfisher was right
What's
over
further
there,
over?
Yeah.
where the Normid.
Yes, love. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was reading up on this, I was trying to get my head around where Coaclough was, where Queen Street was, where King Street was, where is it? Spout Hollow?
Spout Hollow is next to our house up here.
Oh right. So show me where that is.
Right.
And then I got a distinct impression that you would go through these streets to get through to Jamage.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And there was lots and lots of terraced houses. Remind me of Brickyole down on the A34 on the new road. When I'm reading this, outside toilets, etc., etc. In fact, again, similar to we found on the miners' estate, the amount of people that who'd moved into these from down at the bottom, down in the hollows, they found they were living in luxury now because they've got a lavatory inside.
Yeah.
You know, unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was very unhygienic,
Yeah.
didn't they,
Yeah,
to
they
start
did.
with? Yeah.
And they did. Okay, let's carry on walking. The first shops from sort of your era then, down this bottom end.
Was the co-op on the right. The first shop was the co-op.
Right, okay.
Was it the oatcake shop?
And then the oat cake shop, yes.
That's a bit further along from where we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swetnam's, where was Swetnam's?
Swetnam's was just here past the patrol side.
Right, okay. And Swetnam's, was that the biggest shop, the largest shop along the high street?
Yes, it was.
And the co-op was...
The co-op was further up,
Yeah.
up there.
I've got some adverts from the shops that I'll put up on the screen. I've got an advert from the co-op saying it was the first self-serve shop on the high street. Or
Swetnam's was. It was like, self-service, like
Yeah.
it had come up from London.
Like a supermarket.
Mini supermarket.
Those words hadn't been invented. You just thought, oh, it's like they've got in London, self-service shops.
So this Swetnam's was here then?
It was, yes. It was quite smart, really.
What was
wasn't
this now?
It's
garden machinery and boats. So you could buy a lawnmower from there.
Yes, Cliff.
Or boats.
About.
all about
yeah.
Seems a bit random.
Indeed.
Talke Pits.
Well, it does get flooded. I mean,
Now, on the other side, was this still fields?
Now, this is where my house used to stand, and it was back off the road. Yeah, we had a large area here in front of the house, because at one time it had been an outdoor beer.
Right.
My grandmother had it as an outdoor beer, and then she built a house over on Jamage Road, and my mum inherited the licence from it.
Right.
So there was a beer, but then she closed it down eventually, and it just became called the shop. But it wasn't. It was just where we used to play in the bad weather.
Okay. When was that demolished then?
When they put these up.
Right.
So if we go over here,
Used to be an hairdresser.
Hairdressers.
Hairdresser in one of them houses.
Yeah.
standing back about here was this little old bungalow. It was well off the road. The front of our house was well off the road, and so was the cottage. There was a big drive down there that took you to a big barn, which is part of our house, and round the back of the cottage. And it originally had been a bakehouse, bread
Right, okay.
and stuff.
Okay.
So that was knocked down when they put these houses up. And you see, this is 94. That was the number of our house,
Right, okay.
our original house.
Yeah. Okay, we're walking towards
Now here is where the stump hole was.
the stump hole.
Yes. So the stump hole would be here.
The stumps and Spout Hollow the same?
Yes.
It's the same?
Yes, same.
Okay.
Sorry, yes.
No, that's fine.
Yes, yes. Everybody called it the stumps, but it was really the Spout Hollow, yeah.
You could get through, couldn't you?
I remember, I was
Easy
just
get
going to
through
say that,
Jamage
Cliff.
Road.
There used to be a road.
It was a right of way. It
yeah,
was, yes.
yeah. And there was like an alleyway that used to get
Yeah.
come down to Normid Days. That
Yes,
way.
Yeah,
that's right. It took
Yeah.
you straight onto Jamage Road and then
Jamage Road, yes.
over
So-
to the fields.
Memories of the King Will?
Ah,
Yeah.
The
King
Nevitts
Will.
are got it
Nevitts.
in the 60s.
Who?
Nevitts,
Nevitts, that's right, yeah.
in the 60s.
That's right.
Ruth. Was it Ruth Nevitt?
I think it was, yes.
And Dave Nevitt.
I don't remember.
Dave.
And there's Dave Nevitt.
Yeah.
There was a pub next door.
Wow.
Oh, yes, and a favourite thing of the lads was you went down an alleyway here to the back of the pub, and they would climb over the gate and throw empty bottles over to each other, and then come round the front and hand them in and get the threepence off it.
Your old trick.
My dad told me that as well. Wow, they used to do that,
They
Dave.
used to do
You
right
got
for
a
the
grand
crowd.
off.
Yeah,
My dad told me that.
the workman,
And get the money back.
Yeah.
The workman pub was here next
Right.
door
Yeah.
before
Right.
it moved down to.
Well, it was down behind it, actually, down Colclough
Yeah,
Street.
this is Coalclough, yeah,
Yeah.
where Coalclough was. Okay. Then opposite here, what have we got here?
This here, there was another old house, like the one at the bottom of Crown Bank.
Crown Bank, yeah.
But it was very badly leaning over, so I think they had to demolish it.
Okay.
Simon's dad used to live in it, his family. Do you remember it?
I can-
I only remember it as a school,
Ah,
and we used to take a shortcut. We used to climb over the gates rather than walk all the way
yeah,
down
yeah.
to the shops.
I can remember this used to be open and used to be able to drive round because Enoch Owen's Bootmakers was just round the corner.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it did.
There were a few shops behind
Underneath, yeah.
Well, the co-op was here.
We've been here somewhere.
This is almost in the same place. It's a bit. No, I think the co-op original co-op came more this way because it was quite a big shop,
it was.
wasn't it? Yeah.
I think I've got a few pictures of the co-op. I'll put them on the screen.
And then
Where was the doctors? If I can remember.
It's all in this block here.
Yeah.
out here, this I think was probably where the oat cake shop was. And
Right.
the oat cake shop came out like this. as if it was an old, you know how you used to have to pay to pass through people's property?
Yeah.
What did they call that?
Toll road, like toll
It
gates.
was
Yeah.
just like it was it had been a toll house.
Right.
And then,
Next to it, yeah.
the fish and chip shop was here, Austin's Fish and Chips, and then the doctor bought that
Yeah.
Yeah.
and converted it into the doctor's surgery.
That was Dr. Derby.
Dr. Derby,
Yes.
yeah, lovely man, and then
Detached house, didn't he?
Yeah, up Chester
Yeah.
Road, yeah.
Right.
then there was a Shipley's shop
Jim
here,
Shipley's paper shop.
and she,
I've got a picture there. I've got a cracking picture of Shipley's.
well, when
Jim
I was
Shipley's.
very small, the old lady who had it before Jim, she was obviously related, I think, don't know. And of course, there's blackout blinds on the window, and she had really dark hair which was parted in the middle and pulled back. And I used to think she was a witch. And then when I was a student nurse, I nursed her. Oh, and she was such a lovely woman, and I used to think, oh, I thought she was a bit of a witch.
Oh, bless.
I hear the name Honor mentioned.
Honor, that's my auntie, Aunt Honor,
Right.
and Auntie Madge. They used to keep it. That's
Honor
my
and Marge
auntie.
Fowles.
Right,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
All
Fowle.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had it sold virtually lots of groceries and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Everything wanted.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Coopers had the post office.
That's further along.
Yeah.
Further along.
Next to Honor and Marjorie Fowle was Ray Shipley's shop
That was
on the
it, Ray.
corner
Yeah.
of what was Queen Street.
That's the photo I've got.
Yeah.
Yes,
of
it
that one.
is. It's a
Yeah.
lovely picture of the shop.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. The school, what was here, do we know?
There was Burgess. Burgess had a shop.
That was
There
just
was a
Field.
Burgess shop here
Field.
as
And
well.
then they built the
Family
surgery.
called Burgess, whose sons up.
Oh, I don't know then.
I've got Burgess's mentioned.
Yes, it was in the middle of this row.
I've got
think it
Baskerfields.
Yeah,
I think-
Baskerfield
Basket, Baskerfields were on the corner over there. The butcher
That one on the,
Butcher
yeah, I think
basket.
so, yes. Yes.
and Wardle's outdoor on that other corner.
Yeah,
Wow.
yes. Downings.
See, the doctor's surgery moved from there into what
Yes, it had
where those houses are now.
Yes, built up there.
On
Yes.
I think they call Shipley Gardens. Yeah.
Never are.
And that's where the doctor's surgery, and then obviously as the area's grown, they moved into the new building here.
Yeah.
As they closed the clinic down by the opposite the Swan.
Can we just go have a look? Can we just go have a look at the plate?
How you doing? You okay? It's fine. You look well.
Now, my parents and some other people from, I think, Monument Road or somewhere there, I can't remember. I want to say they were called Caswells, but I don't know that that's true. Started raising the fund to build this.
Yeah.
And my mother, who was the inventor of time and motion, they used to do all sorts of things to raise money. They used to take the children as well. They used to do things to raise money to take the children to the seaside after the war. My sister somewhere has a picture of the buses lined up with people. And then when the railway became easy to get on and cheap,
Yeah.
kids could jump, people could go.
Yeah.
Then they, with what money they had from that, they set up funds to build a village hall. And the same sort of thing took place in our house regularly, where there was always something going on, and we all had to gather, Floss and me and whoever was available, my friend, all round the big table. And my mother would cut the bread
Yeah.
because sliced bread wasn't that common. And somebody would butter it, and somebody would put the ham on, and somebody put the tomato on. Somebody would cut it, somebody would wrap it up, and that went on. And then there was loads of processions that they organised.
I've got quite a few photos of those.
Oh, have you?
On the screen. Yeah.
To raise money for it.
Yeah.
And then one time I'd left home. I was living in nurse's residence, and so I'd come home for the procession, whatever it was. And they'd got someone to ride on a big white horse as Lady Godiva leading the procession. And the person, whoever it was, I can't remember, backed out. And my dad said, "Come on, you'll have to get on this horse." And which was fine, that was all right, that was good fun. But then the Sentinel had this huge photograph of me on this horse with this wig on. And all this, oh, I went back. Oh, I was terrified. I thought, oh, if the matron sees that, oh, I'll get the sack. And I was terrified for months in case.
I'm going to jump onto the Sentinel archives and see if I can find a photograph. Just one thing, Glenn, if you can just get the plate in memory of the miners who lives in the damaged Talke of the Hill and Bunkers Hill collieries. Because when we go round to Talke of the Hill, I want to talk a bit more about those. We have done a mining video, pit disasters in the area, where we looked at 5 pits. That is available, it's on YouTube. We didn't cover Jamage because that's more up towards Red Street. We did do Talke of the Hill, we did Bunkers Hill as well as a few others. Okay.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play, the house on the corner.
Said the Doctors was where?
The Doctors originally over there, more or less where Morrison's is, and then they moved as the village has grown.
Yeah.
New Doctor's surgery was built up here.
Yeah.
And Jim Shipley was a local councillor as well, so obviously it was named after him. And then eventually it's moved into the building that we've just walked past, because it's outgrown, and they put houses here.
But that's Shipley Gardens.
Yeah.
That's who it's named after. Okay, walking along a little bit. Which road was this? Was this Queen Street?
No, that was Queen Street there.
That's Queen.
Queen Street.
Yeah, this was
King Street.
King Street. Yeah, where the mission is.
Okay, now we're coming to
Don't go there, Dave.
Edwards' funeral directors. 4 generations have actually done this.
Yeah.
Been running, founded, I think it was by Charles Edwards, 1917. Yeah. Still run by a good friend of mine, Gail Edwards, Gail Spender.
Yeah.
These have supported. He actually, Charles Edwards he was a joiner, and he helped out by making coffins. I'm going back over 100 years, and making the coffins your family made a living out of. Throughout everything I've read, and I know this of Gail anyway and Paul, that they are a special funeral director. Yes. They've got to be one of the best around.
Yeah, they are. We
Yeah.
always use these.
Yeah.
We always see Gail.
Yeah.
Because we all have funerals through Gail.
Yeah.
They are very good.
I had my dad's through Gail, but yeah, a lot of history. Been
Dealt
here
with all of them.
well over
Yes.
100 years.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Frank
And the
was
good-
the father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Remember Frank, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything down this side? These are a few of the original terraced houses
Yeah.
left. I think.
I remember that as a wall shop.
The
Was that
post
right,
office
Cliff?
went there once, didn't it? The post office and a grocer's shop
Yeah.
within those two cottages. I
And
think.
Decker's just said there was a wool shop. And I've read
The wool
that.
shop
yes,
was
then-
where Goodfellows is,
Yeah.
but it was originally a butcher's, Baskerville
Yes.
Butchers, and downstairs they've still got the Belfast ceramic sinks that they used to wash the meat in, even now.
Yeah.
Was that model shop, aircraft?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Not long ago, about 20 years ago.
Well, lower down here on this side, I think it's been knocked down. Old woman Shipley had it.
Old Ma Shipley's
yeah.
shop,
That
yeah.
was the original post office.
Yeah.
Let's
and
cross
phone
over.
box. Everybody climbed into the phone box on cold wintry days.
Yeah, I'm sure I read along here there was 54 terraced, and now I think there's only 21.
Oh, there's some beautiful terrace cottages.
Yeah, but this was originally the mission. Okay, and you went here?
I did mission school
Mission
in
school.
Miss Penlington.
Right, okay.
I think my father did as well.
Yeah,
Did
my mum
Yeah.
did as well.
What's it?
And it only had 2 classrooms, and you had to leave and go up to Talk Council when you were 7.
Right.
So you
okay.
only went here from. In fact, me and Andrea Higson went when we were just after over 4 years old, because they were always on and there weren't any children.
Right.
So we got to school almost a year earlier
Right. Okay.
than normal.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. I've got a couple of photographs of it, some 50, 60 years ago that I'll put on the screen. But if we go through here, we can get to Damage
the
Farm.
air raid shelter is at the bottom of what was the playground,
Right. Okay.
but we weren't allowed to go in it.
Let's have a look. See
But
if there's.
somebody told me it's got a preservation order on it.
Ah. Several of the old air raid shelters have. No.
There's a gate here, is it? Because it'll be somewhere where that goes, where the wall steps back there.
What was this thoroughfare called?
What did I say? Claybank.
Claybank. So this is right. This is Queen's Gardens then. Yeah. Yeah. We can't see the end.
Somewhere in here, the air raid shelter. I'm sure it is. 'Cause this is the end of the playground.
That we all used to go down through there to the bottom of Jamage Road. Play takes you to the D Road.
Oh, so that'd take you down. Yeah.
It was called the Old Lane at one time,
Yeah.
that's what we know it as. And it was the old lane up to Red Street.
Yeah.
So if you're coming down Red Street, you can still see it goes off from Red Street.
Okay.
I think the buses used to go that
They
way,
did,
didn't they?
yeah,
Till they
yeah.
changed
Yeah.
everything.
We've got the monument in the distance.
Yeah.
And then Jamage Pit, Jamage Colliery was right over there as well. It was over that side.
Yeah, they opened that stone, didn't they? In about somewhere in the 60s, I think.
Let's have a quick look.
I do remember some big black rooks there towards the D Road.
Yeah, there was a big black
Black
rock,
rock,
and they
wasn't
took
there?
it down after that Aberfan disaster.
Right.
There was a massive, because we used to go up and down it, playing up it.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember the big rock. As you came down, if you're coming down the D Road to the Talk roundabout, there was a big coal slag heap.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I remember the one in Pit Lane.
Yeah, no, we used to play on that one.
Did you? Oh.
Okay, let's have a quick look down here. Have a look where Decker's dad was born.
Oh, bless. I think it's number
Well,
2.
and Pierce used to live down here, didn't
In
he?
Orb Street, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. My auntie
an uncle.
and uncle, our auntie and uncle, actually an uncle first.
And then they moved up to... These were all condemned, these houses. They moved everybody out, put them into the houses up Monument Road in different places, then they kept them up.
Yeah.
Right.
Matt and Linda used to live in this end one here.
Harbour Farm seems to have been there a long time, is that right?
It was
Yeah.
derelict when we were kids. There was no one in it.
Right,
But
okay.
Green's, one of Green's kids have got it.
Right, okay, took your time.
Yeah.
This is your Wendy Harbour, Dave, coming up.
Yeah.
And it's a good while since I've been down there, Cliff.
Yeah, down
Wow.
Windy Harbour, yeah.
This was just fields, and where the roundabout is now, or thereabouts, used to be a scrapyard.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Frosts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then if you took the left fork, where it forked, the left fork up to where you would go now for the roundabout, where the A34 and the route out of the village met. There always used to be a seat up there, and they used to call it top of the box.
Yeah.
And the old miners used to go and sit up there, didn't they?
It's still actually called that sometimes.
Everybody
People
calls
refer
it top
to
of the box.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So, just
Send out bottom. It's in the bottom. If he'd have come up the other way,
Yeah.
if he'd have got first. But
so
Yeah.
these are
These are lovely terraced houses, aren't they?
yeah.
Lived in this end one.
So, you know, you've got relations down here, or did have. Yeah.
yeah.
Your dad was born at the end one, down
Yeah.
at the bottom. These must be originals then.
Yeah, these are originals.
Yeah. Nice big terrace they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Lovely houses.
And this is your windy harbour, Dave.
This is Windy Harbour.
Harbour. Yeah.
Very nice. Interesting. Okay, let's go back and just finish off on Talke the Hill. So, okay, so we've arrived. It'll always be Normie to me. It will be. We're at Affinity or whatever it's called. There's a few in the archives and memories. People talk about Kingfisher Pool. Where was Kingfisher?
It was over there, a bit further back from this shop, because this was a big field here.
Yeah, but it wasn't too far in. Once you got on the field, you came to it really quick.
Yeah, but you'd got to cross the field. I mean, remember they played football here, so it was as good as a football pitch and whatever. So I think
Be
where
the
it
other
says
side.
where it says whatever in Bygone, it was somewhere there, down there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
It was on the level anyway. Once you got down there and on the level
yeah.
were the two pools.
Two pools.
Yeah.
So
Kingfisher was over there, and 10 foot was over there.
10 foot.
Yeah.
10 foot.
Right, okay. And then Finneywood.
Finneywood was behind.
To the left.
Close
Okay.
behind it.
And we
Oh.
used to get into
Yeah.
it from
Parrots Rumble, as it's called
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Parrots Rumble. Okay, it's supposed to be beautiful down there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They say it is.
30 acres. How would you get into Parrots Rumble?
Just down here. If you go down the road here, there's the park.
There's a little
On the
lay-by,
corner.
and you
Just on
can
the
get
corner.
Oh, right, okay, okay. Near where Century Oils used to be.
Yes, Central
Central
Hills is
is
further
more
around.
this way.
corner.
Yeah, round the
Right,
corner.
okay then. Okay, and
There was tar pool there as well. Can
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah, that was
remember
Central
that?
Oil,
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
black rock
tar
yeah.
pool.
It's just tar.
And if in summer you wouldn't step on it, but in winter you could actually walk across it, Dave.
Oh, I never.
The tar.
Was it
Well,
there?
it wasn't there when I was growing up.
Oh, it was
Right,
awful.
so it was.
Part of the residue of Central
Central
Oil.
Hills, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they
Imagine
dumped
today.
Yeah.
so was
The
it
Fuckrock. What
Futrell.
was it called?
Futrell.
No, the bank of, what was that called? It had a name. You know, the bank of coal slack.
Black Rock. That's what I know it as.
Black Rock,
Black
yes, it was
Rock.
called Black Rock.
okay?
But that was over there.
So I take it this was your playground growing up. Was
Yeah,
this-
most of it.
yeah, it was. Okay, so we've got in the distance, in the top there, we can see Little Venice.
Little Venice, Dave, yeah.
And I'll get the photograph. When I talked yesterday about the connection to Clough Hall and the Little Venice, on the mural, their houses, which depicts Venice itself with the canals, look just like them. Now, overnight, I know I was convinced yesterday, but I'm sure that's why it's named that.
Yesterday when we finished, I went home and did a bit of research, and Viv's grandmother, my auntie Gladys, was born in one of those houses, and on the birth certificate, because my son's got it, it says the name and then Audley Hollows.
Audley Hollows, well, yeah. Okay.
And all them fields there, Dave, were all belonging to the Sidebottom family.
Sidebottoms,
It's
yeah.
at the back of the old, where they've knocked it down now, and
Okay.
some fair memories up there.
I've got on the screen, I've got some fantastic photos of Talke the Hill and the colliery. We've covered it in the pit disasters, but since we're here, since we've had a look at the plate across at the village hall, I want to recap. It was 1866. Around about 180 miners went down the pit, down 2 shafts. There was an explosion. 91 were killed. 91 were killed, and a lot of those were boys aged 8 or 9. A number of horses were killed. I think it was 14 horses that were also killed. It was devastation. And the impact of the blast, a number of those individuals, the 91, could not even be identified. And what happened was they were taken up to the Swan Inn, and they were prepared there. The vicar from St Martin's was involved. This vicar, McCutcheon, I think his name was, he covered that many disasters, pit disasters in the area, and he was at St Martin's for 46 years. So what he saw firsthand is just unbelievable. But yeah, one of the worst disasters in the area that's ever been. So sad. The commemorative plate is in place now. I know Mark Casewell and the team and the Audley Parish have done a lot of work in raising awareness, raising money, things like the plate. But yeah, Talke of the Hill. More pictures on the screen now. Okay.
My grandfather was an engineer there.
Was he? Yeah. More good pictures. And finally, we'll.
That was a photo.
I can't come here without talking about Normid. There is, I've said before in the past, I run a Facebook group called Normid Hypermarket Past Employees. Lots of photos on there that go back to 75, 76, it being built, the early 80s with Bob Adams, Boyce Adams, his son, Bob Adams, then Kevin Lightfoot took it over. All these guys are Talke Pits, born and bred, you know. There's over 1,000.
Remember Kevin there. Well, Dave.
I think half
Granddad.
Talke Pits worked there, yeah. Kev, really good friend. Okay, let's make us way back up to St Martin's Church. Hopefully we can take a few photos.
The co-op to start with.
Pardon?
It was
the co-op to start
yeah.
with?
Co-op,
Normid
Normid.
Co-op,
Oh, Normid Co-op. Oh,
Yeah.
It's Normid 5.
Yeah.
Normid Hypermarket. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was the biggest in Europe at the time.
I was just thinking then, the Normid, I thought, oh, I'm sure when I used to go and take my mum shopping, she had a co-op card, so I thought, the Normid was actually the same as the co-op.
Yeah.
Part of the co-op.
Okay.
Yeah, and you used to have the petrol station up in behind us,
Yeah.
where the railings are.
Yeah.
That's where when I was a student, working with Les Williams.
They should have kept a bit of the supermarket here, because that's what it lacks when you're up here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
it
It does. Shame, but the best memories
Yeah.
ever.
They had the coffee pot restaurant, didn't they, as
coffee
well?
pot,
Coffee
yeah,
pot.
I still-
My wife worked in there in the evenings when the kids were little, you know,
Yeah.
because you have to have a couple of jobs, didn't you?
I've still got friends who worked there that we, Cynthia's one, that we still reminisce about those good times. Lisa Harvey is another one, Lisa Collis her name is. But I used to be on the trolleys on here at weekend, riding. I think my record was 15 trolleys, used to ride from the top all the way down. With a chap from Linehouses called Harry Potts, who was a legend, come work on his tricycle every day. But no, brilliant memories. We're back in the warmth. We've come down to the Caldwell, where we filmed before again. Second pub of the day. Not bad, considering it's only just past 11 o'clock. There's a few things we missed, or when we were coming down, when we were walking back up, should I say, that we talked about. I want to touch on a few of those. And if there's anything else that you guys feel that, oh God, I wish I should have mentioned that, then just shout out. The first one is the nurse, the midwife.
Miss Wrigley.
Nurse Wrigley. Okay, you knew pretty well?
I didn't know her pretty well, no, because I didn't know her terribly well because she retired soon after I took up my post.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
In the archives, Nurse Wrigley, similar to Nurse Webb on the miners' estate within Kidsgrove, she's said to have delivered 2,000 babies in the village.
Well, how many years was she employed as a community midwife?
I don't know, quite a few.
And bearing in mind that you couldn't have your baby in hospital unless you had circumstances which said it was the best place and the safest. So most babies were born at home.
Yeah. Same
So
with me,
I think if she had a long employment history, it's a possibility.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's detailed in those documents documents down at the library as well.
Yes.
There's a couple of pictures of it. We didn't mention on turning to the guys here, Butt Lane White Star. Okay, we've got some drone footage that you'll see on the screen. Fantastic memories. Me growing up, well, as a teenager, going much Butt Lane White Star. Butt Lane White Star, the history. Butt Lane White Star plays at the top of
Chester Road.
Yeah. Chester Road.
Yeah.
Changing rooms are where the old co-op were.
That's right.
On Chester Road. First mention of Butt Lane White Star is in 1896, which I found on a piece of Sentinel archive. Again, football results from 1914. But then the newly formed Butt Lane White Star, as we know it today, moved up to there and were formed in 1967. And I'm sure, certainly, Flea, I know you played with a lot of these guys.
I did.
I've got great memories. I've got great memories of the fact that when I used to go up, I used to go watch Phil Bell. And I used to go watch Bally. He's a few years older than me, because he was either playing left back or right back, but nobody could get past him. And if they did, he'd give them an elbow in the face. It was entertaining. And I remember characters like Dabber Hancock.
Yeah, I was just going to mention
Dabber, what a player, what a ball striker.
Yeah.
He used to take every penalty, and the keepers knew exactly where that penalty was going, straight down the middle, but he'd hit it that hard. Unbelievable. They had a cracking team in the past, didn't they?
Yes, they
Butt Lane
did.
White Star.
Yeah.
And I got some pictures here of Butt Lane White Star. Anybody else?
I knew him as Talke Pits first.
They were Talke Pits
originally there, Dave.
Butt Lane White Star.
So before that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Goalkeeper, Trevor Ford. He was a good goalkeeper. Cliff?
Yeah.
This is all pre-67
This is
then?
before,
Right.
Yeah, twins, Phil and Dennis.
Phil and Dennis, Smith.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them. I've got a few pictures of Talke Pits Meths. Were they Talke Pits Meths?
Methodist, was it read from the
I'm
Methodist?
not sure there.
It's more than
It was
Talke
more,
Pits Methodist.
yeah.
And then Butt Lane White Star came on the scene with Ronnie Hancock. And
Yes.
All them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we put Dabber Hancock, an elder brother, Rob Hancock, who was
Yes,
Rob
my
was
age.
a really good footballer.
Yeah.
Rob was a really
Good player.
Yeah, but good memories there. They once won. Good team.
Good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good lads.
Yeah, I mentioned Rev McCutcheon, who was the Reverend at St Martin's Church. I did get that right in relation to he served for almost 50 years. In round about 1906, a couple of years after he died, they placed as a tribute to him some tubular bowels in the church. I'm not sure whether they're still there to this day, but I read that in an article. And if you think, let's say he served like 1740,
I think we covered.
you'll be sat there
we did.
tonight having a hot chocolate.
Yeah,
and
probably.
oh,
I'll phone you.
I did,
Yeah.
Cliff?
I just think that if you reflect back on what we've talked about and where Talke Pits is today, there's been a phenomenal rate of change.
Yeah.
The place is unrecognisable. We've been on to the Affinity Car Park and everybody knows it as Normie, but we know it as Fields with Kingfisher and 10 foot. So there's been a phenomenal rate of change. If we don't change, we don't survive, and we've survived. Talke Pits has survived, and it's a great village.
I think
It definitely sends a community. I said it with Golden Hill last week when we did Golden Hill Cinema. It's the first time we touched Golden Hill. And the cinemas, it's the same. Whether it's Kidsgrove, whether it's Mount Cock, whether it's Golden Hill, whether it's Talke Pits, whether it's Butt Lane, that sense of community in this area is untrue. It really is amazing. Anything from you, lady?
Sorry, Dave. I think walking round this morning, Cliff, I said to you, and you acknowledged that everything has changed in Talke Pits.
Yeah.
Everything has.
Yeah.
You know, with growing up, and
Yeah.
you can see it. You can actually see it.
Everybody did know everybody.
Yeah, exactly,
When
exactly.
we were growing up, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it was when people were coming from outside, you tended not to know who they
Yeah.
were.
Your doors were always open, weren't they? You know, with people.
That's come out clear when we've done the miners' estate. We've done
Yeah.
everywhere we've done within the area. You never locked your doors.
No.
You didn't need to lock your doors. Everybody knew everybody. When we did a walk up Colpit Hill, and we went across Thomas Street and there,
Yeah.
and you guys, you and Dean, you knew every single person that lived in every single house. You know, and
That's how it was.
And there are a few hundred houses there.
Yeah, yeah.
Could you do that now?
No, I don't think so.
No, I doubt it very much. Ladies, anything that we missed that you think?
We used to have a fun fair every year. Used to come.
Carnivals, yeah.
It was really good.
The one on our field.
So,
With
King
the
Street.
aeroplanes and,
Yeah.
yeah, and the rifle shooting. I used to beat everybody with the rifle.
Bet you did.
Shooting little, those things, mothballs off things.
I bet they didn't dare lose to you.
I mean, it used to come. It was there.
Or didn't they beat you?
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't used to
Right,
come in
yeah.
there a couple of days. It was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amount of time.
I saw.
and the family, the matriarch of the family who owned it all, became good friends with my mum because she used to come up and get water,
Yeah.
you know, for them all in big things. But she wouldn't come in the house, and so her and my mum used to sit on the back step, chatting away and
Right.
having a cup of tea.
Yeah, I've got some pictures, I've got some photographs, I'll dig them out, I'll make sure that they're on the presentation. I've got some of carnivals, I've got photographs of well dressings.
Oh, well dressing.
Well dressing. The Coronation Queen, I think I've got some of those. Yeah, and I'll try and find this one of you with long hair on a horse. Okay, we'll leave it there, but guys, have you enjoyed this?
Indeed, yeah, very much so.
Yes, I have. I mean, when I set out, it was so cold. I thought, oh, why am I doing this? But it's been really good, actually.
No, good.
And some things about it. I had a friend. We were really we started the mission school together, and right from day one, we were soul mates, and we kept in touch.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she died some years ago. But when I came back to live over here, I went on my own for a walk around the village, and I kept saying, "Oh, Andrea, look what they've done here. Oh, Andrea, I'm so glad that you don't have to look at this." You know, so a lot of things were quite disappointing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Just like the village heart, and
Yeah.
to me, had gone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, what we'll do, we'll leave it there. We'll invite Daryl back in to come and close this specific documentary. Okay, Daryl, if you want to join us.
Well, yeah, I was obviously behind the scenes doing a little bit of the drone footage. You guys have done absolutely wonderful. Really, really good. A big thank you for Glyn for doing the filming as well. Anybody else that we need to thank, Dave?
Yeah, it gets bigger every week. Yeah, there's obviously I've got Philip Lee's his book, which I always plug. That's history up to year 2000. There's still a few available in the library, and a big thanks to both Mark Casewell and Paul Dunning. This book on Talke Pits is really, really good, really interesting. I'm going to drop Paul a message to see if he'll allow me to use some of the photographs in there. I've got photos from the Sentinel and Staffordshire, but there's some photos there that aren't credited to anybody. But if you'll give me permission, that would be great, because there's no copies of this left on sale anyway. They had Paul published, or I'd published 500, and they went just like that. Yeah. I think he's thinking about...
I think my sister's got it because my nephew went to school with Paul.
Yeah. This is only on loan to me. A good friend in the pubs let me have it, but it's great in there, and some of the pictures are unseen photographs, which makes it all well. Yeah, thanks to the likes of Martin East and everybody on Kidsgrove Past in Pictures, which is it's just brilliant support. Almost 13,000 members on there now. Kidsgrove, it's just yes, wow. You know, there's 20,000 on our Kidsgrove in total, and Kidsgrove Past and Pictures is catching up. So yeah, but that's from me.
So from the viewers watching, I hope you've enjoyed it. And of course, I'm going to ask Dave that usual question. What might be next?
I don't know.
There's your honest answer at the moment.
We've got to do, and quickly, I think we need to go inside next time. We'll have a good look at the pubs surrounding Mowcop, all the way down Mount Pleasant, down to Scholar Green, along to Red Bull. The pubs we haven't...
Pub crawl.
Yeah. So
It'll definitely be a pub crawl.
and pubs that have closed, pubs that are no longer there. So I've already been given permission to go down the cellars at the Bleeding Wolf, which are fantastic. I might have a word with a couple of the other landlords, landladies who I get on really well with. So yeah, we'll do that one next, and then we will do Mowcop, the one after that one.
Wonderful. So we started in a pub, we finished in a pub, we've captured moments, we've created memories for generations, years to come. It just leaves the usual toast. Thanks, guys.
Chin, chin, chin.
Cheers.
Dave,
Here's to longevity.
cheers. And lovely meeting you.
And these two ladies aren't on cups of tea or coffee. There's double gins in those cups, believe you me.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree, and we stole your daddy's last bottle of gin. Those were the times, those were the ways. So take me back, so take me back to the good old days. Looking back from here, I can see that we were blind to the burdens we would shoulder and the struggles we would find. But growing made us strong as strong can be. Those were the times,